This is the 13mm f1.4 from VILTROX, and I can say I'm loving it. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. First, I would like to thank you all for supporting me and supporting my channel. I've been checking the stats and analytics of my channel for the last 3 months and they are really motivating. Thank you a lot for this. I'm glad that you like my content also. I got many messages after my previous video about the DJI and the GoPro, and you were asking me a lot about how I filmed my A-roll shots, my A-roll footages, and in this video I'm gonna talk about it. So now let's get back to the main subject of today's video and talk more about this new lens that I have here. As you noticed in the beginning of this episode that this video is dedicated to the VILTROX 13mm f1.4. By the way, if you like watching tips and tricks videos, reviews, thoughts about new cameras and lens, and you haven't already subscribed to my channel, click on pause, go hit like, subscribe under this video. I would be happy also to see your comments so I can reply them one by one, and I would be more than happy if you share this video around on your social platform. That's a big motivation for me, that helps me a lot. Thank you for this. I want my channel to be dedicated to photography and filmmaking and everything related to it, from unboxing to camera reviews to lens reviews to new upcoming cameras and thoughts about them. You can also watch on my channel some behind the scenes, some backstage footages and some cinematic clips. So everything related to photography and filmmaking, you're gonna see it in this channel. So if you're interested, hit subscribe. You won't regret it. To be able to do what I like to do in the way I prefer it to be done, I accumulated during the last few years lots of gears and lots of camera equipment to help me create my content, whether in photography or filmmaking. I do not have a dedicated studio to film my YouTube videos, so normally I film the talking shots on the go with an action camera, with the SONY ZV-E10 sometimes or the SONY ZV-E10. But for the office look that I want to get in my indoor videos, in my indoor YouTube videos, I wanted something else, something easy to set up, easy to configure and easy to put in place in less than few minutes and start shooting. The Nikon Z6 II that I have, which I like a lot, doesn't have a flip out screen, so every time I have to connect it to a monitor to control the focus, the light, the recording and the settings of the camera when I'm filming. So it wasn't easy to set it up, so I kept the Nikon only for photography stuff. Then I got this Fujifilm X-T4, which I really like. By the way, you can go check this link here where I talk more about the reasons why I like this camera. It has a flip out screen, really helpful for filmmaking and self video recording. It has the F-Log file format, so I can record in a RAW format on the camera and then color grade on my Adobe Premiere. And being small and lightweight, I use it also for travel photography and for street photography. It's really easy to carry it on in a backpack. It doesn't take much space and the lenses are really small and they are cheaper than the Nikon lenses. With the X-T4, I got the 23mm 1.4 from VILTROX. The combination is really great to create more videos and more content in indoor situations such as home studio and office home studio. But this 23mm, which is a great lens on an APS-C, is equivalent to 35mm on a full frame. So I had to put the camera further away from me in order to get the shot and the frame that I like in my videos. The only problem that I found with this setup is I had to boom the mic so I can record an audio with a decent quality. I had to make sure that the mic is not in the frame, or I have to take it out and put a wireless mic and then I have to charge it and be sure that it is charged when I'm filming. In order to get the camera closer to me and then remove the boom mic and then put the mic directly on the camera, I had to buy the 10 to 24mm Fujinon lens f4, which is a very nice lens, but this lens is more dedicated to landscape photography, to travel photography and to street photography and to architecture maybe photography. But I used it a little bit for my videos. It's not heavy, it's a lightweight lens and it's really good, but the f4 makes me add more lights to my scene and I couldn't have the blurry background that I want in my shots. And then VILTROX came out with this new lens, the 13mm f1.4, so I decided to buy it directly. Then I was scrolling on my Instagram account, I saw a giveaway talking about this lens, so I participated and I won this one. I got the X mount for my Fujifilm. At that time I didn't have any Sony cameras to get the E mount lens, and to be honest, this is the most incredible lens for my office look videos. Currently it's between 400 to 500 euros in Europe by the time I'm recording this video. They made it for Sony E mount systems, for Nikon Z mount systems, for Fujifilm X mount systems. I'm not sure they will make a lens for the Canon users, so it's only for Sony, Nikon and Fujifilm for now. This lens doesn't feel cheap at all. The barrel is from metal and the lens hood is from plastic, but not the cheap plastic. It's a very heavy duty one. So the build quality is really great. It has also the aperture ring, which is very helpful for photographers, for street photographers and for landscape photographers and architecture photographers. This is a great lens, but it is not stabilized, so it relies on the IBIS of the camera and the electronical stabilization of every camera that you are using. That's why it's 13mm. When you put the active stabilization on your camera on, it has to crop in the image, so the 13mm will become about 18mm, which is great for vlogging and for face and talking shots. I have to mention that it's not a lightweight lens, not a compact lens, so comparing it to the 10 to 24, it's almost the same size and almost the same weight. So when vlogging with this lens, you won't be unnoticeable, especially if you put the microphone on top of your camera, so the rig that you will have will be big and everyone will notice it. So if you want to vlog in a discreet way, it's not the lens to go with. By the way, this lens is very interesting for cinematic shots, for establishing videos. I will put some links of my videos in the description below, so make sure to click on the links and watch the videos that I made with this lens. A 13mm lens f1.4 on APS-C is equivalent to 20mm f2.1 on a full frame sensor. I could have bought the Nikon 20mm f1.8 to replace the Fujifilm and the VILTROX lens, but the Nikon lens is about 1,300 euros, so about 3 times more than this lens, and I'm really satisfied with the look I'm achieving with this lens, by the way. Having a small setup and easy to set in place is really helpful, especially when YouTube is not your main job or even it's not your job. This lens allowed me to put the camera closer to me, so now the microphone can be on top of the camera on the cold shoe, or it can be attached to a magic arm from small rig in order to reorientate the microphone in order to get a better audio quality. I recorded my previous video with the Fujifilm X-T4 and the VILTROX 13mm. The camera was about 50 centimeters from me. I have only the key light on a light stand just behind the camera. I can use the monitors to give me the side light, and I have some RGB in the background in order to give me some depth to my videos. And that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share, and see you on another video. Ciao!